brothers here, myself, all of us were born with our hair like this, and we just wear it like this because it's natural. Because the reason for it, you might say, is like a new awareness among black people that their own natural appearance is physical appearance.
The political climate of the time was restless, revolutionary, radical. 3 major leaders of the civil rights movement were killed in the previous decade: John F. Kennedy, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King Jr. All were assassinated in their prime. America was at war in Vietnam. There were multiple black nationalist groups appearing. One of them was the Black Panther movement, which was becoming more known in mainstream circles. Angela Davis, the mother of all Afros, was in prison.
I just find it incredible, what it means is that the person who's asking that question has absolutely no idea what black people have gone through, what black people have experienced in this country since the time the first black person was kidnapped from the shores of Africa.
Pam Grier was considered one of the most beautiful women in the world. Diahann Carroll was one of the first African-American women to star in a sitcom that didn't rely on stereotypes. Shows like Good Times and Sanford & Son were prime-time hits. The creation of Soul Train gave black artists a vehicle to show off their musical talents. Blackness was being praised and put on a pedestal. Besides the Afro, there were other popular natural styles. Locks, also known as dreadlocks, become more known due to the popularity of reggae artist Bob Marley, and because of the Rastafarian lifestyle, which Marley was also a part of. Locks refer to the locking of one's hair, either left to its own devices through a process called freeforming or backcombing. Braids. Another hairstyle the Afro people also became more popular, even given a little mainstream attention when white actress Bo Derek wore cornrows, a popular breeding style in the 1979 film 10. The iconic image of Derek coming out of the water in a gold bathing suit, cornrows, and beads instantly made the young woman a sex symbol. So at the end of the decade, where pro-blackness was being pushed to the max, a traditional black hairstyle, which had been shunned by the dominant culture for so long, was finally being praised, but only after a white woman appropriated the style. During the late 70s of Black love and Afro Greece, there came a cultural shift. The teachings of morals of the Black power ideals were dissolving. The Afro lost its political standing. It became trendy and fashionable. When stars ranging from Michael Jackson to Pam Grier were wearing fros, it makes it less intimidating and more mainstream cool. Just like the fro, the Black Power movement lost its radicalness. The 80s, just like much of the 90s, focused more on individualism. Beauty and hair was not about just making a statement, or at least not a political one. It was about what a woman liked, or at least what she thought she liked.
Where I was, or any number of places in Brooklyn or, Crenshaw, wherever you are in this country in a black neighborhood, occasionally you will see the tumbling tumbleweave blow down the street. It's a ball of hair that's flying out of a door after they have done the weave and swept up the hair.
Weaves are additional hair women can add onto their own hair, either through gluing in tracts of hair or by braiding their own hair and then sewing in the additional pieces. One of the more popular trends is a lace front wig. Lace fronts allow for a more natural look because it's basically a half wig, half weave. It allows for your hair to blend with the wig because it only covers half of your head. This is what most women in Hollywood are wearing today.
This hair underneath the other hair is thick hair. This is a weave right now.
This is a weave. That's my edges and everything.
I have pieces that are
kind of like, like extensions.
Right now I have clips in my hair. I've attached 2 pieces here because I want a little more
fullness.
Mine is a one unit.
like that.
There are a couple different ways of doing it. You could do tracks, where you just take cornrow and you attach the track onto the braid and sew. If you have a full weave like myself, my entire hair is braided up, and then there's a very thin net that protects my hair, and then the tracks are actually braided onto the net.
The thing about a successful weave.
Most of the hair used for hair weaving comes from human hair that are usually from Asian countries such as India and China, where women really grow hair on purpose to sell it afterwards. The hair weaves are actually being treated in order to come up with different kinds of textures that resemble hair of different races, such as American hair, Brazilian hair, Asian hair, Indian hair, European hair, and lots more. They may also be colored to resemble different kinds of hair types, such as brown, blonde, black, auburn, and other colors for specific occasions. Or a pack of synthetic hair actually costs around $15 to $20, whereas quality hair can go as high as hundreds of dollars.
If you take care of it, you'll definitely have healthy hair. To me, I feel like people need to spend a little bit more time in taking care of their hair. And I honestly think that people just put too much into, their hair. You can just wake up in the morning and go. But again, it depends on their profession. They really can't just wake up and go. I do have clients who sit in my chair and they're like, I can't go to work with an Afro. I have to have it flat iron, or I have to have it relaxed. And I try sometimes to not have them relax their hair. They could always just flat iron it or press it and just get it nice and sleek for their profession or for work.
Some women claim weaves are good protective styles. Many hair enthusiasts believe that allowing your hair to take a break will allow your hair to grow.
Emphasized on black women more than it was on Latinas or white women, because they change their hair more than anyone really knows, especially in Hollywood. And I noticed this and the first time I actually heard it out mainstream was actually during, I don't know why I was watching this, it was during it was Good Morning America. They were interviewing Nicki Minaj actually, and they said, well, you're very flamboyant, and she's like, you're very out there, people, they say you're like Lady Gaga, and she's just like, well, we're different people, but we do different types of music, but yeah, and they said, but what makes you so theatrical? She's like, I'm like everyone else. And they say, but you wear wigs. She goes, everyone wears wigs.
Exactly.
It's just that mine happened to be I'm more open with them. Like, I remember the MTV lace front Beyonce thing. People never really talk about the fact that she wore lace front.
Everyone thinks her hair is naturally that beautiful and big. I'm like, no, you know the part from Sweet Dreams when she has really short hair? That's her hair. So everyone, shut up. It's her hair.
Economically, weaves and extensions bring in a big business. Hair add-ons can range from $5 if you buy synthetic pieces, or even $5,000 for human hair add-ons, sometimes even more.
Wow, this is amazing. $1,000.
Yes, it starts at $1,000.
It starts. So how high?
You can go as far as $3,500.
$3,500?
Yes.
And who's paying for this?
Ladies, working people.
Black women?
Black women, everyday people.
Korean immigrants have control over the black hair care supply industry in America. They own a major percentage of the income over black hair. Many women embrace weaves because it gave them versatility and the ability to have ever-changing looks. There is much disapproval of weaves. To some, the idea that wearing fake hair means rejecting one's blackness in favor of whiteness. Black men tend to be the most vocal when it comes to weaves.
Well, I hope they do weaves in the joint, because that's where you go. A weave for dirt cheap.
90s sitcoms, jokes, and jabs mirror the same attacks women who enhanced the hair during the early 1900s from black nationalists. However, the men who criticized black women for adding on fake hair were the same ones who lusted over women like Beyonce, a light-skinned black woman known for her long honey blonde weaves and lace fronts. Later on in this documentary, learn how men view black women and their ever-changing hairstyles.